And we're live. You can hold that, and if it starts like, if it looks weird, just let me know and I can adjust it.
I don't look weird regardless, it's okay.
Yeah, better.
I'm just weird.
Huh?
I said I'm just weird, like, but yeah, I just don't like, I think when I was living in Houston, I actually like got in like this really, it was kind of stupid. This was like this 200-pound Mexican dude. And he like walked up, and I can't remember what he said. It was somebody's little Honda.
Yeah.
And he was like, he just started talking trash, and I just like looked at him and I was like, dude, how would you feel if like somebody just walked up and started trashing your car? And so I just asked him, I was like, so what have you done to your car? And he's like, oh, and I mean, it was a fucking, what was it? I want to say it was a car. It was like what body style is what I'm trying to figure out. It was like I guess maybe like the 2011 body style Mustang.
Yeah.
So it was making like 1,200 horsepower.
Jesus.
Like that's the kind of shit that you see in Houston, like
Yeah.
no problem. But I just asked him, I was like, so like, what'd you do to it? Like, did you do anything yourself? Like, you know, like what happened? And he was like, oh no, I bought it like this. But he was like, I would definitely beat that. I was like, okay, so you bought your car like that. And he, like, everything that he's done to this Honda, he did himself.
Yeah.
So, like, you're the worst kind of person if we're gonna start judging people. Like,
Maybe
you
not
just
the
bought
worst,
that car, like, and you didn't do anything to it, and you're just like parading it around. Like, you didn't even build that car. Like, you didn't do. Like, all you did was buy that car. You did not contribute to anything on it. So, like, I was like, that just made me so mad for some reason. I hate when people just like shit on stuff that people.
Yeah. There's no reason for it. There's no point. You can't build yourself up by knocking other people down.
Yeah, like, I don't necessarily like trucks, like, I do. But, like, they don't catch my interest that well. But when somebody pulls up and I can clearly see that they did a truck, like, they put their own style on it and they did everything on it, I can respect it. Like,
Yeah. Like whenever I see a truck that I think has airbags on it, I'll always hit mine to see if they see me and just try to get them to wave at me. A lot of times they probably do, and they're just like, look at this dipshit. But sometimes I imagine at least they smile, and that's all that matters.
yeah.
A little bit of mini truck in me is in my airbags.
I love mini trucks. Like, I think they're so cool. I wish I could, like, I kind of want to build one, but then I'm like, what are people going to think when, like, this little white girl pops out of a mini truck?
I don't care.
What the fuck?
It's just, if you find the group of guys that likes mini trucks, they're gonna like the mini truck girl just as much as any car guy likes car girls.
Yeah. You know what's really funny though, like in my experience, like I've gotten to the point where like at first when I start talking to a guy, he's like super excited. Like he's like, oh cool, like a girl that likes cars, like this is dope. And then like by the end of it, he's like, oh my god, all you do is like fucking, well like, I guess it kind of is bad because like I'll be in the car like having a normal conversation like we are right now, and I'll see a car and I'll be like, oh my god, look at the car, like just mid conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess I could see where like that gets annoying.
Yeah.
But like they're super like usually like all kinds of happy about like, oh yeah, car girl, like cool, and then like 6 months later they're like, oh my god, you're getting on my nerves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 6 months, any girl gets on your nerves for anything.
What?
You just learn to deal with it.
But it's so weird to me though, like the thing that like got you interested in me the most is now annoying to you.
Yeah.
But you knew I was like this. Like, but yeah, I mean, like I would love to build a mini truck.
I used to want a mini truck when I rode dirt bikes because I would want something I could put in the back. Because I can't take a dirt bike with me on this
Right.
unless I put a badass roof rack, which I kind of want to do.
That would be really cool.
Because I've got a little mini bike and it would fit on the roof. You just have to be a heavy duty bike rack.
Yeah.
But like nobody else would have that, so that'd be dope.
Yeah, it would be really, really cool. I love roof racks. Like, I don't know why. I just think they're really cool.
Yeah, they just look unique. Make people think you're a cop if you're in a white car with a roof rack.
Right? I kind of want to put one on this little Golf that I'm thinking about buying.
Yeah.
But I want it to be black first anyway. And then the Infinity is going to be a project car. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet.
It's pretty much the stock. I saw wheels on it.
Yeah, it's stock. Yeah, the only thing I ever did was wheels, and now it's blown up, so
Yeah.
the motor locked. So, rip.
I've got a locked up diesel at my house right now. And Scotty West is supposed to fix. Already paid him for it. Just waiting on it.
Dang, where is he at
He's
then?
got too much. He's got so many projects. He never has time to do anything. But I'm in line.
I'm in line. And I really kind of want to buy a little Honda and just take it to Mark Williams and just be like, yo. Shout out to him. Do you know who that is?
I don't know.
Oh, what?
I mean, is he from Longview?
I don't actually know exactly where he's from, but I do know that like the first thing I ever heard about him is I was at a Juicy's meet in Longview, and he had this little the Barbados Yellow CRX.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that car is insane. I don't know what it's pushing because I've never actually talked to him about it, but the car is stupid fast, and he built it like all himself. He
I
has
saw
his
some
own
dude
shop.
building a CRX with an NSX engine in the back, and it was like custom wide body rear wheel drive. It was neat. I don't know who did it. I think it might have just been like somebody sharing something, but it was cool.
That sounds really cool. I've always wanted to get a CRZ, like the little
Yeah.
hybrids that they made,
Yeah,
and
I
like
drove one
K24 swap one.
Yeah.
I just want to be able, like, people will be like, "What do you drive?" A hybrid.
Yeah.
Like,
And it would be an easy swap. They already come, like, it would just be like a bolt-in swap.
yeah, like it wouldn't be too hard. I did watch a video on it, and like there were a couple of problems that they ran into. The shop that did it, I can't remember what YouTube channel it was. But they actually did it. I want to say it was a K20 though, not a
Yeah.
K24. I don't know what my obsession is with K24s, but like I just love them. Like K24s and like RBs for like the stupidest reason. Everyone always like rags on me for that, but I had a 240 that was RB25 swapped, and that was
Yeah.
like my favorite car ever. But
We've got a old school 260Z at the house, and I wanted to do an RB26 swap into that because it would still be a 2.6 liter.
yeah,
But my brother wants to keep it original. It's his car, so I can't do anything to it. If anything, I would like make it run and then let him drive it because
Right.
I hate seeing it sitting there forever.
yeah, I hate seeing cars sit places like.
Stay away from Scotty's house. Stay away from my house.
Because
Because I've got like 4 cars, and I pretty much just drive this one. But I'll let my brother drive my BMW because I'm not driving it.
What BMW do you have?
It's just I got it from Jerry Johnson. It was just a E46.
I love those. Can I buy it? Why?
I just bought it from him, and I put too much money into it to even be worth it.
Damn.
Like I put a screen in it, and then I got a bunch of stuff fixed on it, so that it needed new fuel pump and stuff. But it starts every time now.
Those are a bitch on BMWs too. Yeah, I love BMWs. I guess like my favorite car ever would have to be a 240. Like I've always gotten shit for that too. Like that's
It's a lot of scene boys' favorite cars. Though.
me and
Even though like most of them are trash, because the only people that buy them are scene boys, and then they try to drift them and they fuck them up. It's like when you see one that's all one color, everybody's like, "That's amazing."
yeah,
Yeah, or a stock one.
I would love to get my hands on a completely stock one, like all original. Oh my god,
Logan's looks really cool. He's put a lot of work in it lately.
I love Logan's. I love it.
Shout out Logan.
Yes, shout out to Logan. I absolutely love it. It was actually sitting at Trevor's house for like the longest, and
Yeah.
like every time I walked outside, like I was just like, oh my god, like I love that car. He like, if I can honestly think about anybody that I've met since I moved to East Texas that has put like so much of themselves and like work into a car, it's been Logan.
Yeah.
Like, and I barely even watched that. Like, I really just watched him. Like, I don't even know him. Like, I know him because of Trevor.
Yeah.
But, like,
You can tell Logan loves his cars.
yes, like he puts so much of himself into
And
that
like
car.
Scotty West is kind of the same. Like he spends all of his money on his car,
and gets it about to where he wants it, and then he blows it up, and then he starts over. And
He blows it up.
he's the only person I've ever known that's won a trophy at a car show with a car that doesn't run, because he had his H Beast turbo and it wasn't quite fixed, and he took it to a car show and it was so cool because it was super pretty, and it was one of those like the crowd votes on it.
Right.
And since all of us were hanging out, we all voted for his car. Except
Aw.
for him, he voted for the Rabbit because obviously the Rabbit's cooler than his car. But he ended up winning. Had a blast.
That is really dope. What car show was that?
It was something in Tyler. It wasn't a big show. It was, I don't even remember exactly where it was. It's like inside the loop, kind of west of Tyler.
I'm not very familiar with
Yeah.
Tyler.
You know, I don't go anywhere. I go the loop. I go to like downtown, like where the hospitals are, and then like the South Loop and South Broadway. I just go to a lot of restaurants. I go out to eat and then I go home. I drive around. I used to deliver pizzas in all of South Tyler, so I know a lot of the roads. But like, I don't know anything about North Tyler. I've only delivered up there for like 3 months out of my life.
I've only been here like a handful of times, like in general.
In Tyler?
So, yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like Longview. I've driven through there maybe 10 times.
Oh wow. It's crazy how like they're so close, but like people from Tyler don't really go to Longview, and like people from Longview don't really come here.
Yeah, they're really not that close. Like Dallas and Fort Worth, they're really about the same distance apart as Tyler and Longview, but there's so much shit in between that it doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
But like driving from Tyler to Longview, it's like an hour, and it's boring. So it's not necessary.
I guess for some reason, like I feel like I get that though, because like I'll like drive to Tyler, I'll be like, this is awful, but I can literally cruise up and down the loop in Longview for like hours
Yeah.
and just listen to music and shit. But that doesn't seem bad to me. But like driving anywhere out of Longview, I'm like, no, that's too far.
Because if you go one direction, you know you have to turn around and go back the other way. So like I got to take you back home to Longview after my delivery. Like, I got to take you home. That's 1 hour, and then I got to drive it back home.
That's another hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Emily's probably going to be with us, so I'll be able to.
Yeah, I get to meet her.
That's where we're going right now. We're going to go pick her up before I go on my delivery.
Dude, I'm super excited.
Yeah, she's pretty dope.
I've wanted to meet her since like the first time you sent me a Snapchat of her. I was like, oh my god.
She got mad at me because I didn't let her be in the first interview because she was working and she had to work
Oh
yesterday.
yeah.
But I talked about her, so she was in there in spirit.
Oh. I'm excited. So okay, so like, what's your dream car?
Probably an
There's
R8,
a lot of those.
like an Audi R8.
Oh, okay.
It's like a reasonable dream car, something that I would get if I had the money and like I didn't need something else to spend like 80 grand on. Probably an R8
Okay.
because it's as supercar as reasonable that a German car, Audi, Volkswagen makes. I don't want a Bugatti because they're ridiculous. I would drive one, but I wouldn't keep it.
I'm not a big fan of supercars.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like. I'd rather like build something myself, which is so weird. But like, which means like you can buy a supercar and then build it. But
Yeah. Like I've seen races in Houston where they have like 1,200 horsepower Lamborghinis, and they're racing against like 1,200 horsepower Civics, and it's a tight race, and that's awesome.
yeah, that's like, I loved Houston because you see so much of everything. And like, I was driving an Integra when I lived in Houston, and I would pull up to like a gas station, and this guy hops out of a Lamborghini, and like I'm pumping gas, like I go in, I come out pumping gas, and the guy like walked up to me, and was like talking to me about my Integra,
What time was it?
and it was a '97.
Yeah.
And like all of it was all original. Like at that point, I hadn't done anything to it. The only thing that was wrong with it was like it had a massive dent like in the front driver's side fender.
2-door or 4-door?
2.
Yeah, those are the sexy ones.
Yeah,
The
and it was
4 doors
just like,
can look okay. There's a dude with a green one here in Tyler, and it looks alright. But the 2 doors usually look a lot better.
yeah, that's what like. And the guy was like talking to me like it still had the floor mats and everything in it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I was so excited when I bought it. So That's when I like first got. I think the guy did something to it, but for the most part it was stock. And he was like talking to me about it. He was super excited, and I'm just like, dude, you drive a Lambo. Like,
Yeah.
what? Why are you excited about my car? And he's like, we all start somewhere. It was like my first car was a Pontiac, and I'm just like I kind of giggled.
Yeah. My first car was a Suzuki.
My first car was a Mazda RX-8.
Yeah. I had a Jetta right after the Suzuki, and it was like the Jesse car from Fast and Furious, but it was 4-cylinder, not 6. It was not supercharged; it was slow. But I liked it. I put wheels on it, and that was it, and like a system.
Yeah.
And then ended up buying a Civic hatchback, an EG, which everybody loves,
Right.
and ended up selling the Jetta to a friend, and he paid me half up front, and he was going to make payments, and then he flipped it like 2 weeks later, and he never paid me the rest.
Damn.
Yeah, so he still owes me like $2,000 from like 15 years ago.
Are you still friends with him?
I don't know where he's at.
Oh.
I think he's in jail.
You think he's in jail?
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
I was really bad about letting friends borrow money and expecting it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gold Mustang was actually kind of like, I like that Mustang, like the color.
Yeah, I need to get another camera that points ahead so that we can see what car we're talking about when we're in here.
Oh yeah, I seen that in you and Darby's video. I was like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna be like, it's probably gonna be a problem.
It's a lot of editing. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm working on it.
I probably know some people who know. I have a lot of friends, and amongst those, a lot of friends, like all of them have different like abilities.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's kind of fun to learn how to do it super cheap. I did it with a free program last night. It worked.
okay.
Yeah, and it just put that ridiculous banner that's probably on this video right here.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, it is probably like right. I don't know where the camera's pointed though, so.
It's pointing more at me right now. Let's keep it wobbling. It's a shame. Setup. If people start watching these and they like them, I'm probably gonna buy some better equipment,
Right.
like microphones that like can hear us instead of, because it sounded like a phone conversation with me and Darby, because I had to cancel out the road noise, and then it changed the pitch of our voice. It was funny because I could adjust it in editing, and it made me sound real deep, like the when you disguise your voice. And
Yeah.
then you can make it really high, so you sound like a chipmunk. But I didn't do that for the final cut. Maybe one of these days.
Maybe one of these days. So as far as like cars go, what car are you just absolutely like, nope, fuck that?
Car that I don't want, like an Aztec or some shit.
So you're not very picky, like,
Yeah, like
like an Aztec or some shit?
anything from Kia or Hyundai, not really my style.
Oh,
Not an
Really?
not an SUV guy.
I bought a Veloster and I loved that car, but I
Yeah.
got so much shit.
Yeah, a bunch of people talk shit about them, but they're really not bad looking. Like they look kind of like this, kind of like a hatchback Civic.
Yeah,
They're sporty. It's just people talk shit about them because they're a Hyundai. And then like,
but people like Gin Coupes.
yeah, the Genesis.
Yeah,
They're
people love
pretty
those.
wild. There's a dude in Tyler with a bagged one, Colin, I believe.
Oh yeah, Colin Kilby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see his his is everywhere.
Yeah. There's somebody showed up in Bullard with a wide body Genesis. I don't know who they are.
Oh man, I love it when people fucking wide body him.
My
It's
brother
so-
saw him and told me about him, and I was like, "Yeah, he's probably in Tyler. It might be somebody that I know, but I don't think it is. 'Cause I don't know what they were doing in Bullard." Shout out if you're the wide body Genesis.
Yeah,
Tell us what's up.
yeah. Shout out to you.
It was
Hit us up.
he was still working on it because it was the wide body was a different color than the car.
You should totally like put our like Instagrams or whatever, like some form of social media in the video,
I put it
like
on,
a link.
like when I shared it on the Car Church page. I tagged a bunch of people that were mentioned.
Well, this is a fuckery. Like, why did they build this intersection like
It's
that?
complicated. It's because there was this old road that used to go this way, and then when they built the new highway, they turned it into a 5-way. I've seen so many almost wrecks on there because people turn right on a red, and there's a sign that says no right on red, so they end up going into almost oncoming traffic because they're not paying attention. And I used to work right around the corner there at the pizza place.
So is this Bullard or is this Tyler?
This is still Tyler. We're about 20 minutes from Tyler.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna pass Cody's shop. You know Cody Wilcox?
I've heard of him.
His shop's right up here. Side Effects.
Yeah, I've heard of his shop. I don't know him personally.
He's cool. He's designed a couple of like graphics for my car that I've never bought from him.
Oh, really?
But he'll like take a picture of my car and like design it on his computer, and then I'm like, yeah, man, I'll save up some money and I'll come put it on, and then I just never do.
Like what? What is it?
I mean, it's usually like his logo, like Side Effects, and then like blood splatters and like skulls and shit.
Oh.
But it's something that'll advertise for him, but also make my car look less boring because the BMW looks real bland right now. But he wanted to do it to this because it looked pretty good, but I'm not a super vinyl fan. It's weird.
Wow, the shop's really pretty.
Yeah, that used to be Trace's shop, Autry. I don't know if you know Autry McVicker. He's real big in Dallas. He's part of BMP Tuning now. It used to be DWS. He works on.
I've heard of BMP Tuning.
Yeah. He started in this shop, or he started in Houston, and then he came here, and then he moved to Dallas, and then he merged with Blair. And now they're big. They've got like a shop with mostly Volkswagen and Audi, and they worked on my BMW too. They've got like 16 bays, I think, in their shop now.
Whoa,
With,
that's
like,
insane.
Yeah, with like 10 techs that are there all the time.
10 of them?
I don't know. That's a guess.
That was a guess. I guess I'd have to say, I guess I'm copying Darby on this, but like Mustangs, like I just can't.
Not a Mustang fan.
Not really, or like I'm really not a modern muscle car fan.
Yeah.
Like I like the old ones because that's pretty much what like got me into cars. My dad, well, kind of my dad. I just remember like seeing a bunch of fucking like old classic cars sitting there rotting because my dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna restore them."
My dad was
Never
incredible
did.
too. We had a 68 Corvette that sat behind our house in Rusk my entire life, and then he died last year, and we took it and posted it up on a Stingray, like a Corvette page, and somebody was like, nobody really likes the 68s because it's like the bastard child in between.
Right.
The guy that came down from Kansas to buy it, it was like his favorite year was a 68, and came down, bought it. So he's taking it and he's gonna restore it. Hopefully it'll one day be awesome again. Because when my dad had it, he was like in his late 20s, early 30s, and then he had it rebuilt with high compression pistons. And somebody, when they put it back together, they had dropped like the 10mm socket into the head. So when he started it up, it just destroyed everything.
Oh man.
And the shop wouldn't warranty it. My brother was born like 3 months before that, so like the money didn't go to the car.
Man.
And then my mom's old 260 was out of the house. We still got it. We had a GTO behind the shop, like the GTO that everybody wants. We didn't know that it was the GTO that everybody wants. We ended up selling it for like $1,000.
Oh my god.
Helping the guy come dig it out because it was buried in dirt. It was terrible. Helped the guy dig it out, put it on his trailer. Then he took it and posted it on another Facebook page for like $4,000 for sale on the same trailer that we had just helped him load it up onto. Like, I'm not mad at him. Like, that's what business is. He paid us what we wanted for it, and he's going to try to get more. He probably won't get $4,200, but if he makes some money off of it, it's good for him, you know.
Right.
He knew what to look for for the big sale, but we didn't.
Man, that kind of sucks though. Still.
Then we had an old Triumph that was back there, convertible, like old school 60s model, 70s model Triumph.
Wow.
Had to dig it out. use a crescent wrench to steer it while loading it up on someone else's trailer. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess the one that like I really wish my dad would have restored was probably, I think it was like an early 80s model Chevelle.
Yeah, I like those. They're very. What was that movie with Matthew McConaughey? Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
All those cars, like, they look so cool, and because the movie was filmed in like the 90s or whatever, they look old, but like in the 80s, that's what the parking lot looked like. It
Yeah,
looked like a classic car meet.
yeah.
Everybody just had one. We had an open barrel back in the day, back in high school, like an 80s, 78 Camaro. It was super rusted out.
See, like I like older Mustangs and older Camaros, but
Yeah.
like the new ones, like that's not a muscle car to me. Like,
Have you ever been in one though? Like I raced
and
one.
like a new one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they're pretty muscular.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I
compared
don't know
to
what it
this,
is. I'm just
for sure.
like, they're just so basic now. Like even Corvettes, like Corvettes have gotten to where they're so easily obtainable. Like they're not.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but they're expensive.
It's not like it used to be. Like the Viper. Like when I see one of those, I get excited as shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's a fucking
Yeah,
Viper.
they're pretty rare.
That's one of my dream cars.
Yeah.
Corvettes used to be like that. Like it used to be like you've seen one. It was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
holy shit. It's not like that anymore.
What do you think about the new mid-engine Corvettes coming out?
I haven't seen them.
They're pretty wild. They look like a Ferrari. I like them though. I've been thinking that Corvette should move the engine to the back for a while. People are gonna hate it.
This BMW i8. Have
Yeah.
you seen it?
Yeah, there's one in blue. I think they're like hybrid.
There's one in Long Beach.
Yeah, I think they're half
It's
electric.
black. And
One
it
in-
looks like a Lambo.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
I want.
I bet they're $100,000 though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, easily. Like I would love to have a Tesla. Like
Yeah,
a bunch of people rag on me for that too. And I'm like, yeah, like
yeah, they're faster than everything.
yeah, they're faster than everything. But at the same time, like I get the argument whether like there's no engine noises. Like it's not like
I've wanted
it's
to
not
build-
like you're shifting, like you get to hear yourself shit, like you're not doing any of that. Like
I've wanted an electric car for a while, and like you can make like a fake engine noise generator that makes it sound like an exhaust and have speakers and connect it to your gas pedal if you really care that much. And you can
Yes.
trip people out with that. What's this Tesla with V8 noise? You need to just find yourself a sugar daddy and buy you a nice car.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's what my Tinder page is about. Since we're gonna get back on the subject of Tinders.
Yeah. If you have money, hit her up on Tinder.
Yeah. Buy me a
Buy
car.
her a Tesla.
Yeah, buy me a Tesla.
mean-
Don't hit me up if you can't buy me a
All
Tesla.
Darby wanted was dinner.
I get in the car and I'm like, if you can't buy me a Tesla, don't hit me up.
Well, Darby said it's not a date, but you'll actually go on a date for a Tesla.
Yeah, I'll go
I'll
on a
go
date.
on a date with you, Jenna.
I
for a
will
Tesla.
marry you if you're trying to buy me a Tesla. I don't know about that.
I mean, it could be that bad.
I mean, what if he's like super, super ugly? Like,
If he's super ugly, he'll understand that you're gonna cheat.
I'm not worried about that part,
Yeah.
but like, if he's super ugly, he's still gonna expect me to do like, I don't
It's the
know.
oldest profession in the world.
It's what?
The oldest profession in the world.
What?
You don't know what that means?
No.
It means that there were cave women that were prostitutes for free foods. They went out to work.
Is that a real thing?
I mean, prostitution's been around since the beginning of history.
No.
It's in chimpanzees.
Says who?
I don't know, evolutionary biologists.
Oh man, that's terrible.
You can see it in chimpanzees. So like, it's a thing.
I mean, I just don't know if I could like bring myself to do it. If he's ugly,
I could.
I could. I could. So actually, what this is turning into is hit him up if you're trying to buy him a
If you have
Tesla.
a Tesla, Elon Musk, hit me up. I will be your cabana boy. I like Elon Musk. He's pretty dope. You ever listen to any of the shit he talks about?
No, not really. I've like
Fucking alien.
I've heard of him, but it's a fucking alien.
He's from South Africa.
Now I feel like I need to like look, like pay attention to this.
I don't know.
Where have I heard that name from before?
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
He's the guy that created Tesla.
Oh, that's where I've heard it from. Duh.
And like SpaceX, he's creating rockets to send us into outer space. He wants to go to Mars within like 10 years.
Oh shit, well I'm trying to go to Mars with him. What's up? As long as he'll like... He doesn't even have to buy me a Tesla. He owns all of them.
He's got a Tesla that's in outer space. His Tesla Roadster, he shot it into outer space.
I know about this
Yeah,
story.
you've seen the picture of it, like
Yes.
some spaceman suit in outer space in a Tesla. That was him. And people are like, why? And he's like, because I can.
Because I can, like... Oh man.
I remember when Tesla Roadsters came out, I was like, it's a Lotus Elise, but it's electric. That's awesome.
Right. I was hype. Like I was so hype about it.
Well, you were like 6.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. They've been like at least 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I never realized, because like I remember like when the very first one came out, and I remember my dad talking about it with like one of his other friends or whatever, and
And then they kept catching on fire.
I don't remember that.
That was the thing.
I just remember him like talking about it, and I was just like, oh. But like I just like that's a very faint memory from like I remember, and then like another memory from like me being super little is like my dad going out there and like he kicked one of the I think it was like a I don't even know what kind of classic car it was. It wasn't like one of the ones that everybody knows that's like super like cool.
Yeah.
But he kicked it on the other side, and like next thing you know, like the side mirror on the other side just falls off.
Yeah.
And my dad just starts cussing. He was just like mad. I really wish he would have restored that Chevelle though.
Yeah.
I could be driving a Chevelle right now.
You know.
Like everybody would love me. I swear, like right now, I feel like I'm like one of the most hated people. That
Everybody would
exists.
envy you anyway.
Like envy, not love. Don't say that. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was like, yeah, she was like, when I was in college, I was dating this guy that had like 4 cars, and she was like, he used to buy me stuff all the time. I'm like, Mom, why the fuck didn't you marry him? I could be driving an AMG right now. Like, fuck you for that. Like, did you not think about your kids? You're driving a fucking AMG, like, damn it.
I mean, you said it earlier, like you don't know if you could deal with marrying somebody that was old and ugly.
Okay, but he wasn't ugly.
Okay.
She even said that he was attractive. You know what her reasoning was for like not being with him? He was boring. He was boring? Really?
That's the thing, man.
It is though. It really is. Like, I broke up with a dude literally just because like his personality didn't click with mine the way I wanted it to.
Shout out guy that got broken up with.
Yeah, shout out to you. His name was Seth, so sorry about that.
I was gonna say no names, but whatever.
Oh.
Darby talked about her 7th grade first kiss.
I mean, we're cool now, kind of.
Seth.
Yeah, Seth.
Was his last name Maxfield by any chance?
No, he was from Houston.
I don't know.
His last name was like something Field, I think.
Probably not the same guy. This guy's my age.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. He's wait, how old are you?
33.
You're not 33. Bullshit.
86.
You're not 33. I'm gonna ask your girlfriend when she gets home. Are y'all married?
I mean, I am married, but not to her.
What? I need to know. I want to know this story.
My wife's up in Virginia right now. She just signed a divorce paper. She's gonna send it back down. I haven't seen her in like 4 years.
I'm sorry.
Not even worried about it.
Not even worried. Like I don't even.
I've been
care.
with my girlfriend now for like 7.
Aw.
Yeah.
You guys are goals.
If you want to know goals, look up Marvin Muskin. He's a professional motocross racer. His wife, Mathilde. Marvin and Mathilde are goals because they're the most adorable. He's like a professional motocrosser, one of the fastest guys in the world on a dirt bike. Like he goes to like all the stadiums across the United States, and he's in the top 3. And his wife is like his manager / biggest fan.
Aw.
And like she's always out there telling him what he needs to do for training and stuff. And and then like they're always like, as soon as if he wins the race, she'll like come up and she'll be the first one to like congratulate him. They're awesome, pretty funny, and they don't have kids, but they have cats.
They have cats.
They're adorable.
Another like couple goals is like this is like completely unrelated to cars, but do you know Logic, the rapper?
Yeah.
Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like they are so cute. That's goals.
And then the basketball player Steph Curry, people really like him and his wife. Because they've been together for damn ever.
Old people are so cute too.
He's not even old.
He's not even old.
He's probably 25.
Oh.
He's still a pro basketball player.
Wow. I don't pay much attention.
Me neither. I just know that I've seen those guys online.
Jordan is totally gonna be mad that I was in Bullard and like super close to where he's at and like. Yeah.
What's his last name?
Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Because there was somebody that was talking to me. Jordan, was it Jordan Clark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he was talking to me the other day about doing an interview.
Oh really?
Yeah. And he was like, "Dude, I thought you lived in Longview." And I was like, "No, I live in Bullard." I was like, "Well, I'm in Tyler." And I'm like, "Okay, we're close."
I thought he lived in Bullard.
It might be Flint, I think. It's right next to Bullard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a kid. He drives that Integra.
Yeah, I think I've probably seen him.
I love that Integra. Actually, drove it the other day. Shout out to Jordan for letting me drive his car. Also, shout out to Mason for letting me drive your car too, because I have to say that because Mason's gonna like lose his shit if I don't say that. We were at a business park in Longview, and like I've driven to 2 different cars that were a stick before.
Oh, okay.
One of them was my daughter's dad Chase's ST, and that was like very short-lived because we got uphill, but we were like in the middle of town, and it was a red light. Well, it turned green, and I didn't know, like I couldn't figure out how to do it. He was just yelling at me, and then there was someone like behind us, like honking. So I was just like, I just got out of the car. I was just like, fuck it, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, and then also shout out to Trevor because when he had his RX-7, he let me drive it through a parking lot once. I'm taking that shout out back though because he told me that he was gonna like fully teach me how to do it and he didn't. So, fuck your shout out.
Fix it.
But yeah, so I drove a stage 2 clutch the other day,
Yeah.
and then I
That's
also
what
drove.
this is, too.
I drove Mason's ST last night. I did pretty good. I only started out one time and it was uphill.
Sometimes I wish this was an automatic because I put so many miles on it that my knees hurt from shifting all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if I drive the truck, my dad's truck. It's like a big F350. If I drive it and then this and then back and forth, like getting used to the different clutch, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. My problem with like I can already tell it's gonna be a problem because like my legs are so short that like
You'll be sitting
I have
waiting.
to like even like putting Mason's ST all the like the seat all the way up, like I had to like hyperextend my leg to push in the clutch.
You can probably adjust the pedals out. I don't know. I've never tried. I'm not sure.
And I feel like if I ever get that serious about like driving a standard and I like keep one long enough, I'll just get it like custom made to where like it perfectly fits me in it. That's extra as fuck.
I mean, adjustable pedals isn't that unusual.
Oh, okay. Doesn't that come stock in some cars?
Probably.
Like luxury?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never owned. Well, I own a luxury car now, but it's broken down, so it doesn't really count.
Infinity's barely luxury.
That car's pretty fucking luxury for when it was made.
Yeah.
It's a fucking '06, and I mean, like, there's like so
M35?
much shit. M35.
Okay.
It's the luxury version of like they made a luxury car is what it was.
It's
Barely
still
anyone knows what they are.
basically a Nissan.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like Toyota, Lexus, or yeah.
Like it's got wood grain, it's got Navi, it's got like I'm trying to think about what like the little stuff was that I was like looking at. Like once I started driving the car, I was like they like knew about this in 2006.
Like Bluetooth heated seats and stuff.
Yeah, like my seats are heated and cooled.
Yeah.
It had a TV in it. It had like speakers in the seats.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? There was like something one day that I just like, I found it and I was like, there's no fucking way that they knew that this was possible in 2006. I don't remember what it was, but it blew my fucking mind.
So
I was just
13 years ago.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I want to think back to like 13 years ago, like, I feel like we didn't even have like, we had flip phones.
Yeah, we probably did. Nah.
Didn't
Probably.
we? Yes.
I mean, Razors, yeah, they were pretty big in like 04. Motorola Razor.
Yeah, so like flip phones.
Like Blackberry.
Or like maybe getting to where like,
the
but
iPhone 1.
yeah, like maybe getting to like the very first generation of smartphones. Maybe. I don't know. I have an awful memory.
Yeah, I think I had like a Blackberry.
Don't ask me about timelines.
It had like
'cause I
it
don't
had
know.
buttons, like an entire keyboard of buttons on the bottom of the phone.
I remember that one. My favorite one was like the one that like
Slides.
yes, it like you turned it sideways and it had like a full keyboard. Like I loved that phone.
I kind of wanted one.
I had one and I kept it up until like one day. Like I had it for like years, and I kept it up until the point where like I went to go like I was just like had it and I slid it up and the top of it just flew off. Like it just left.
I kind of like these Mercedes. If they're like VIP style. Like super
the
slim
back
and-
end is like
I mean,
weird.
it's kind of vanilla, but if it's done the right style, it can be really cool.
true. What is beeping again?
My car's tripping out. It keeps thinking that my seatbelt is detached, but it only does it for a second, and then it realizes that it's wrong.
Oh.
I need to get it checked out. Because it'll beep, and I'll look, and I won't see anything. It's already gone. But sometimes I'll be kind of looking just enough to see it.
Oh, just enough to catch
I don't know if it's my seatbelt or yours, but it's one of the seatbelts.
up. One of them. Well, I feel like it probably has a sensor, so it's probably yours.
I mean, yours has a sensor too.
Well, yeah, but if it does it like when you're, oh,
I don't
I've
know.
seen her Z before.
Oh yeah. And she's.
I don't
she's
know
always-
where, but I've seen her Z.
She's always in Tyler. She's driving around.
I've
Probably
never
seen it
in Tyler,
online
though,
too.
so that's where I'm like really weird.
Okay, we're gonna pause this for a minute and we'll finish it up later. 42 and we're live.
Ish.
I mean recording. It's not live. It's recorded. Introducing Emily, co-host, passenger seat.
Yay.
She just wanted food, so she came with us. Who are you talking to that's so important?
Me.
Huh?
Me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. You're telling him
It's so important.
that you're doing an interview and it's awesome.
Kind of. Maybe. I was talking to Jordan.
Does anybody else want to do one?
Trevor really wants to do one really
Yeah.
bad for some reason.
He's a truck driver or something right now.
Yes. He'll actually be back in like
He said Thursday. Maybe
yeah,
Thursday.
something. I don't know. It's always different. He'll be back like sometime for this weekend at least.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to like catch him
Yeah.
because he'll only be in town for like probably some days.
Yeah.
But he said you can do that one in your garage, in his garage,
Oh.
not your garage. He probably wants to do that because his 240 is in his garage.
Right on. That'll be new for me, so that'll be fun. Try it out. That's what most car guy interviews are like. They're like, I want to get my car in it, obviously. I don't care.
I think the whole being in the car thing is kind of cool. It's a
Yeah.
different like approach for it.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Emily, what was your first car?
I love she laughs.
95 Explorer.
Oh yeah, forgot I was thinking the Cobalt.
No, this is number 2.
What's your favorite car?
Now?
Yeah. Same.
Look at back to you.
You kind of want to paint your car. You
I
kind
want
of
to paint my car white.
you kind of want a 370.
I want a 370.
You kind of want a Mercedes.
And I want a Mercedes. Yeah.
I'm not a big four-door fan, but you could settle for it if it were Mercedes.
I could settle for a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Or an Audi.
Yeah.
Depending on. No. I changed my mind.
What?
I don't want an Audi.
Yeah. Used to be a Mustang girl, right? Wanted a Mustang.
I grew out of that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a Mustang?
No, I never had one.
Mama had one, right?
Mama had one.
Yeah.
Everybody else had one.
Shelby's got one. Talked about Shelby yesterday.
yeah?
Talked about racing her in the Mini,
Yeah.
getting destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say one thing that people are gonna hate me for. That 5.0 that was in SEMA.
I didn't see it.
What was it, 5.0? The guy and the girl that owns it now lives in Dallas. Her husband drives an F-Type, and they bought this Mustang that was in SEMA. And it is god-awful ugly. It was burnt orange on, like, blue wheels, and now it's, like, plasti dipped, highlighter yellow, and wide-bodied.
Yeah.
It looks like your wheels.
Yeah. I mean, they're highlighter yellow, so that's
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah.
Yeah, and wide-bodied
Yeah.
on still blue wheels.
Yeah. Well, you know.
It is the ugliest Mustang I've ever seen.
I wonder
I
if-
don't even know how it made it through SEMA.
I wonder if SEMA is kind of like the first Fast and Furious. It's not really made for car enthusiasts. It's just made for 16-year-old kids that want to go look at stuff.
Maybe. But everybody respects SEMA. Like, everybody loves it.
I mean, they did anyway.
They did, yeah. They did. I've never really, like, I'd like to go just to do it, but I'm not really like, oh my god, I want to spend a shit ton of money just to go to SEMA. Like,
Is it in Vegas every year, or where is it?
I think it is in Vegas.
I don't know. I think Trace went one year or a couple of times.
Like, I'm more excited about going to 2K than I ever would be about SEMA.
Yeah.
2K is my shit, like,
Yeah.
I'm from Houston, so.
Yeah.
That
They
was, like,
do-
the first real show that I ever
They
went
do
to.
that shit on the street in Houston.
Yeah, pretty much. That's true. Except we don't get arrested for it. We do it at 2K.
Yeah. And if they're on the street, they usually just run. So they either get caught and get arrested, or get away, or die.
Yeah.
One of the three. I don't think a lot of people die. I saw a funny meme. It was like, I support street racing. And then somebody was like, but what about when people die? He was like, no, that's street crashing. I don't support that.
Yeah, a lot of me and some of my friends knew the person who owns the Hennessy drag strip right outside of Houston.
Yeah.
So we got to do that a lot instead of like versus like actually fucking like racing down Beltway or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I went to a drag strip once when I was like 17 or 18. And I had a non-turbo Jetta 2.0 that was really slow. And I took it down the drag strip like 4 times at a bad clutch, and it kept slipping. But I ran like a 17.5, and I was like, whatever, that's not too bad for a 4-cylinder. And never really raced anything ever again, so that was my best time.
I just want to have like an 8-second car before I die.
Like a quarter-mile, 8-second car.
Yes.
Street legal or not?
I mean, it would be cool, but it's probably not practical. Like, it's not, like, that's going to be really hard
That'd be
to
like-
obtain.
Yeah, they have some American muscle cars that can run 8s. Like
I
us.
want to import them with an 8.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive a muscle car.
Yeah.
I'm not a very muscle. I'm not. I just really like it. My favorite car is a 240, so I guess that.
Yeah.
One of my dream cars isn't even legal here in Boise for the next, like, 4 years.
What is it?
An S15.
Oh, yeah.
And then, actually, another shout out to Trevor, which I'm not going to take this one back. But we were hanging out one night, and he said he showed me this car called a Nissan Stagia.
Yeah.
And this guy did like an R32 front end swap on it, and it's really fucking clean. It goes in with like my like liking like actual cars that are from Japan and wagons, and also having them like make stupid amounts of power.
Yeah. I'm not even really as much of a horsepower. Like I don't care about it that much because I've never had a whole lot. Like I don't think I've ever had anything with more than
That's the one with the
with
R34 front end.
GTR front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
them
think I've
still.
seen that picture before. Yeah.
They're, I mean, a lot of people are like, that's really ugly. Like,
Yeah.
That's not
It
okay.
kind of looks like a Subaru,
weird.
like a Subaru Outback or something.
But like, if you like took both ends of it and just stretched it the fuck out.
Yeah. There was a Volvo the other day when I was driving home that looked really cool. And it had like, it looked pretty customized. Like he had a boost gauge on his pillar, so I feel like he's done some shit to it. It was pretty cool. It was an
A
old
Volvo?
Volvo like wagon.
That's interesting.
It was like an older, like maybe late '80s, early '90s. But it was pretty cool because those things can be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
A Volvo.
I kind of want the Volvo like the one that Edward drove in Twilight.
Oh my god.
The first one. I wanted that car like when they were coming out, like 2002 or something.
Yeah.
I saw them and I was like, that's cool. It's a turbo 5-cylinder little hatchback. I want it. And then Edward was driving it in that movie, and I was like, well, fuck, I can't want it now.
I can't want it now.
I can't be a damn vampire. But it's been long enough now. It's okay, and they're cheap enough now. I can probably afford one. Because they were like 32 new or something.
It's so crazy to me. Like, they're so expensive and it's not that known of a car. Like,
I mean, this Volvo, they were always like the safest cars. They were known for being super safe in crashes and like indestructible.
indestructible.
Yeah, there's some videos I've seen of guys like crashing them and flipping them, and then just like flipping them back on the wheels and keep driving them. I mean, they're not like pretty anymore. Like they're at a junkyard crashing them, but it was hard for them to get them to die.
That was, do you know what the Mitsubishi Mirage is? The little bitty Mitsubishi cars? I have
new
watched
ones or the old
videos of them, and they definitely don't, like, they don't drive away from it. But I have watched videos of someone flipping one of those. Like, this girl flipped it like 8 times and just got out of it.
Yeah,
Nothing happened. Like,
Yeah.
the car was smashed, but she was fine.
I had a buddy with one of those back in high school, and he wanted to do like an Evo swap into it, make it all-wheel drive. So we'd have like a 2-wheel or a 2-door Evo is what he wanted, but it would be a Mirage body with like Evo heart. Never did.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say, like, I would probably hate on it when I seen it, but then
Yeah.
once I figured out, like, what it is.
Yeah,
I don't really like Evos a whole lot either, though.
it'd be a sleeper.
I'm on the Subaru side of the Evo Subi argument. So
I don't really pick sides. If I had to, I'd probably go Subaru.
me and Trevor actually had like a whole ass argument about it. I made a poll on Facebook. Do you remember that? I think you voted on it.
I don't know. I don't remember a lot of things.
I made like a whole poll on
Yeah.
Facebook.
What?
He was the one who told me to.
Just what was it like? Would you prefer a Subaru or Lancer?
Yeah, like either a Subaru STI or an Evo.
Yeah.
And I won on the Subaru side.
By how much?
I think it was by like a good 15 votes.
Yeah.
And then like every time we went to, for like a month straight, every time I met like one of his friends or my friends, like I asked them that question somewhere in the conversation. I can't remember which one or who it was. I want to say that it was like it was Aaron, which is one of his best friends, and like maybe Cody, Canizaro. He's really big in the group. You know Cody?
I don't know. I think I've seen his name before.
Yeah, he posts in the group a lot.
What's his last name?
Canizaro or something?
There's a motocrosser with the last name
Oh,
Canzaro. It's not the same. It's AJ Canzaro.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about the same name. I was telling her about Marvin and Matilda earlier.
I love her.
Yeah. My fucking volume knob quit working yesterday. When Darby was in the car, I tried to listen to some music and I tried to turn it down and it didn't work. I'm like, it's fine now.
Remember when it was doing that
Yeah.
crazy thing?
Yeah, when it was turning up by itself. Yeah.
My Mine gets kind of weird sometimes.
I was trying to set up the emulators so that I could get her to play games, but like we only did a loop around the loop in Tyler's wasn't that long.
Yeah.
I never got the controller out and set it up.
Is that Rick and Morty? Are you watching Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
That
Man,
is so dope.
shout out to Rick and Morty.
Yeah, shout out to Rick and Morty.
We should try to get Justin Roiland or Dan Harmon on the show.
Good luck.
Drive
Right?
them, drive
That
them
would be
around.
so cool.
Talk
I would
about
love
cars.
to meet them.
Right?
Maybe if we get famous enough.
Yeah. Once we hit 1 million subscribers, they can't ignore us then.
No,
I'm sure they could.
we'll just make a scene. For a minute, I thought that Ultima had like the basic ass monster sticker. I will talk shit on anybody that has a monster.
It's just got appealing.
Yeah, it's just healing in like the perfect places.
You know, like the monster eyes on cars,
I don't like the
monster stickers.
No.
That Nissan just ran that red light in front of the cop.
Yeah.
You turned the other way though. Got away with it.
I love when I'm going through like when I run a red light and then the person behind me does it too, and I'm like all thinking that like I'm gonna get pulled over,
Yeah.
and I just like in my rear view like someone else did it. And I'm just like, oh, you're a real badass, like
I'm safe now.
for real. If anybody's getting pulled over, it's definitely you.
I like running lights with somebody.
Somebody's
We're in it
getting
together.
Yeah. There's flashing lights up here too.
Yeah.
There was a wreck this morning.
There's a fire truck right here.
Is it?
I think it's a fire truck. That's the end of a fire truck.
Somebody pulled out in front of some
Probably.
like Chrysler this morning.
In Jacksonville. I hate Jacksonville.
Shout out to Jacksonville. You suck.
Happy they got a new McDonald's, but I still hate Jacksonville.
I've never been there. Sounds like a shithole though.
We're in Jacksonville now.
Oh,
There's a lot of yellow cars and cruisers and slug bugs.
Oh yeah. I missed some.
This guy's got a TJC
I
still.
want to interrupt. Yeah, it's a new one too. Probably don't go to school together. There's a tow truck wagon.
Oh. What if?
Oh.
oh man,
Alright.
that was awful.
Oh, I see it. I
Can't
see
see
the
it.
front of it.
Oh, I
It's up
want to see
there.
it.
Yeah. Ouch.
Oh,
wait.
fuck.
Could you tell?
I mean,
Did it hit that truck or that
it
SUV?
said other
That
SUV.
white SUV.
It's a white. Yeah.
I feel like the white SUV probably tried to cut to the left to make a left turn.
His whole wheel's broken off like the Mini was.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as bad as the Mini was. Because I can still see it.
I was kind of happy when I wrecked the Mini because it had some demons that were not easy to fix.
But I miss it.
Yeah. And I was kind of upside down on it, so I ended up paying more. I had to pay money to get it out of my name, but
Yeah.
I think I still came out ahead in the long run.
Okay, so this place has a KFC, and I automatically like it.
Doesn't everywhere have a KFC?
No,
Does Longview not have a KFC?
Longview doesn't. The
They don't have a
closest KFC to Longview is like. Pretty sure there's one in like maybe Marshall or like
No way.
Mount
Oh.
Pleasant or something like that.
I thought they had one.
They did. They actually had like 3, and all of the Taco Bells. It was like KFC Taco
Oh,
Bells.
yeah.
And they all decided to tear them down and take them out.
Is this that boxing guy? He's working out.
Oh, look at him go.
Who is he?
He's always there.
There's a guy in Jacksonville that's like training to be like the next big boxer, and you'll see him running up and down the road like almost every day with his gloves on, like boxing in the air. I think he's been doing it for a while though, so he might be too old to like make a shot at the championship or whatever.
So like, is he just?
I don't know.
Is he crazy?
No, he's. I feel
Training.
like he's training, like boxing training. And instead of running on a treadmill inside the shop, he's like, I'm gonna go outside,
You're outside.
run to Walmart and back. I don't know the guy.
We see him all the time.
This is all speculation, but we do see him running boxing fights a lot.
All the time.
I think all of you have a Church's chicken
Yeah, but Church's sucks.
or Popeyes.
We have Popeyes too. Popeyes
Dude,
sucks too.
Dude, Popeyes is pretty good.
I mean, not the one in Longview.
The red beans and rice there is bomb. That's the reason I go to Popeyes.
The red beans and rice at Popeyes are good. Their mashed potatoes are trash.
They're not as good
I think
as
Chicken
KFC.
Express's mashed potatoes are trash. I like the rest of everything else they have.
I don't know. I don't need a chicken. I don't need a Chicken Express unless it's like they have the chicken livers there.
Yeah,
I
right
like
livers.
those.
I don't like chicken livers.
I do.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I don't eat them very much. Once every few years.
And you can't just order like a few.
No, it's
You
huge.
have to order like 8 or 10 or some shit.
It's like when you eat crawfish, you gotta eat a bunch of crawfish. Oh, I'm so hungry.
There's a dude that drives a GTR that works here. My brother used to hang out with him back in the day. He's a doctor now. His name's Chris Sirianni, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out. Tell him to hit me up if he's trying to buy me a GTR.
And there's somebody else drives a BRZ with a wing on it. I don't know who they
Is
are.
it a Rocket Bunny BRZ?
No, it's just, it's
Oh.
like a stock body BRZ, but it's got a wing on it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's okay.
I mean,
Okay, we're gonna pause. And we're back.
So who do you pick when you play Mario Kart?
me.
Yeah.
Yoshi, actually.
Yoshi.
I haven't played Mario Kart since I was like not an adult.
Yeah. So like 2 years ago.
I am 21,
Yeah,
so like 3.
gotcha. Yoshi.
Emily, how old are you?
26.
What?
Yeah.
Turns out if
No
you
fucking
if
way.
you stay
Yeah.
inside at home all the time, you stay looking young. That's fine.
Well, then I'm like hella screwed because I'm at car meets all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish we could have car meets like inside. Somebody needs to just like build like a massive like something that's like has heat and air conditioning.
I kind of want to do a fall back party. Like, 'cause you know how spring forward and fall back. So like in the fall, there's that one day that you get an extra hour of sleep, right?
Yeah.
We should have a party that day, and then just like have it somewhere with a bunch of car people and hang out too late, and then wake up and not be too late to work because you have extra hour of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for like 2 years
Huh.
now.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a fun idea, but it's like it's also an expensive idea.
Is it?
I don't know the way that I was planning it, like
Oh.
rent out a fucking place
Oh.
that has a bar
Okay.
and like parking cars inside and shit.
Got it.
Yeah, the way you're thinking about
That's
it
a
is
little-
definitely very.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could just all go to the same bar, but like you'd have to convince them to stay open a little later because it's fall back day. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have to be too hard.
I think the employees would be very happy about that.
I'd be pissed.
They get an extra hour of sleep though, and they get a lot of tips.
But the time change doesn't happen till like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I mean, are you planning on staying awake for the
No,
time change?
no, not staying up that late. Just like staying it up an hour later than I probably would have, so that I can sleep an hour later than I usually would have.
Okay.
So
I mean, I
going to
understand.
bed at like 9:30 instead of 8:30.
That's
Get
9:30?
Get pretty wild.
You want
yeah.
it like
you want to get pretty wild and go to bed at 9:30.
That's how I live. Who's your favorite fucking Mario Kart character? If people are stopped
Oh, no.
and
Oh,
it is
fuck.
inconvenient.
Don't put me on the spot.
I mean, there's only like 8.
Yeah, but
Just name one. How about that? I talked about this yesterday. You didn't. You heard already. Darby also picked Yoshi.
I was gonna. Is Toad the Little Mushroom?
Yeah.
He's cute. I like Toad.
Yeah, I use Toad a lot.
Yeah, like
That's
Toad.
why I use Yoshi, not
He's-
because he's good or anything, just because he's
Toad's
cute.
cute.
He's got good acceleration. Like
Well, yeah, Yoshi
like-
does or Toad does.
both of them.
Both
Like
of them,
Donkey
right?
Kong and Bowser,
Like-
they accelerate slowly, but they carry more momentum.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of the guys are in between, like Mario, Wario, Luigi.
Yeah.
But
So
then,
how
like,
about like Super Smash Brothers? Who do you pick when you play Super Smash Brothers?
never actually played that.
Uh-uh.
Like
What?
I never was a GameCube.
It's like a fucking classic.
I've seen it played a lot. I've got some buddies that I would watch play, like Joe Perez used to play it, and I would watch them. They would play with like Mega Man and shit.
I love Super Smash Brothers.
Who do you
Never
play
done
with
it.
Smash Brothers?
I actually just kind of jump around
Yeah.
all of the characters and just fucking press a shit ton of buttons. The same shit I do when I play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Who's your favorite in Mortal Kombat?
Sub-Zero.
I was thinking Sub-Zero or Raiden. What about you?
Yeah,
Play
Raiden's
that
pretty
Mortal
dope.
Kombat? I
Yeah.
played Killer Instinct. I didn't
Yeah.
play Mortal
Who'd you
Kombat.
play with on Killer Instinct? Raptor.
Did? I like Raptor.
I've never played Killer Instinct.
It was
I played
basically
It
Mortal
was-
Kombat,
It was
but
different, but
different characters.
Why are there so many different versions?
I don't
of
remember
Mortal
all their
Kombat?
names.
It's just fun fighting games. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, there's Mortal Kombat, and that's like the one that everyone knows. And there's like Tekken, there's Injustice, and then the one that you guys were talking about, Street Fighters.
Yeah. And then
Like,
there
there's
was
so
like
many of them.
Yeah.
there was one with like
They're all the same.
DC versus Marvel, and it had a bunch of superheroes.
Yes, I actually have that one.
Yeah?
On my 360, yes. That one was kind of cool. The story was lame as fuck, but the rest of it was pretty cool. The story was super lame and really easy.
Are you more of a DC or Marvel movie fan?
That's kind of a hard one, because... Ooh.
I don't know if that's a fair question.
Yeah, that's really not a fair question, because I feel like everyone in the world has favorites from both.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those complicated questions where if you were to have to answer it, it might take an hour, and you might have to weigh the pros and cons.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I had to make a decision, it would have to be DC.
Why?
Oh man,
Because
just wait, now I'm like thinking about it, like, all of these characters are like popping up in my head, and I'm trying to like, okay, this one goes with that one.
Because if you say Harley Quinn, like you're kicked out of the car.
Oh no, God, no.
yeah. That's.
I mean, she's cool,
I
but
mean, she is cool, but like, I mean, Batman is one of like my favorites ever, but not because of Harley Quinn, just because it's Batman. Like, I played every video game ever. Like, I have all of the Batman shit in the world. I hate Superman though. Like,
she's
I
a big
can't
Batman
stand-
fan. You don't like Superman?
I hate Superman. He's stupid.
He's okay.
It's my mom's favorite. She loves Superman.
Seems like a small girl.
Yeah.
My old GM at the last like fast food restaurant that I worked at, she loved Superman. Like, she has him tattooed on her rib cage now.
Oh.
I've seen a couple of those, like Superman tattoos.
I guess it's just like, I don't know. I'm just like, Superman's with DC, the Hulk is Marvel. Right, not with DC, with Marvel. And who else? I'm trying to think. That's what, like, I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I'm not
You
too
got
like.
Thor and Iron Man and Ant-Man and Spider-Man all on the.
Okay, like, I
Marvel
love
side.
Spider-Man. Love him. But I also love Batman. The rest of the people, like, on the Marvel
Have you seen
side,
Aquaman?
I really don't give a shit about. Who was the Flash with? That's Marvel, right? That's
Yeah,
Marvel.
the Flash is. No, the
That's
Flash is
DC.
DC.
Yeah, with Batman.
Yeah.
Have you seen Aquaman?
Yes, I have.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean,
It was cute.
Do you
Yeah,
like
cheesy.
Jason Momoa? The guy that played Aquaman, also Khal Drogo in Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
oh, well, duh.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't know that's what his name was.
Yeah, Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's fine as shit.
He's from Hawaii, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, look.
Popcorn.
Went that way. We're safe. I was going like 8 over, but like so was everybody else.
Can't pull you all over.
I always try to have that logic, but I'm like, with my luck, like the luck that I have in my life, it's gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna be the one that gets pulled over.
Yeah, I got pulled over in the Rapid earlier this year. I was going like, I guess I was like 15 over or something, because I didn't know that it dropped down to like a 35. And I was going like 50.
I've noticed Tyler likes to do that.
Yeah.
Y'all have speed traps like a motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, it was a road. It was a route that I don't usually take for work, and I was trying to like avoid some of the traffic because I was in the Rabbit and I didn't have AC, and then fucking I didn't have heater. That's what it was because it was January. So I ended up driving too fast on 110, and they got me. Didn't even say, "Hey, bro, nice car." He was just like, "Here's your ticket."
I remember I got pulled over doing like 28 over in my Veloster, and like it was slow. Like the speed limit was a 40,
Yeah.
and like I wasn't even going that fast when I was doing 28 over.
Yeah.
But the cop like walks up to the window and he's like, "Just because you have a turbo doesn't mean you gotta use it." I was just like, if you even knew how dumb that statement that you just said sounded, you would not have said it.
That was his attempt at a flirt.
Yeah, like, I mean, I guess so.
I guess,
I
yeah.
was just like, okay. And I tried to use it to get out of the ticket, and it didn't work.
Yeah. What happened to the Veloster? Where's it at?
Do what?
What happened to it? Did you wreck it or just sell it?
I just sold it. Actually, shout out to Chase Gordy for making me sell it because we needed a bigger car for a kid.
I don't have kids. I'm staying with 2 doors.
I'm shooting slugs right now.
The
Wait, it had 3 doors.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're fucking weird.
Yeah, it had 3 doors. So I don't know
Like
if
I
you
tried to
see it.
show her that, and like we could never see both sides of it at the same time, so she never really believed me.
And I saw one day, and I was like, "That's what he was talking about." I was so excited.
You have to
about
get
it.
like an aerial view to be like,
'Cause I didn't get
oh,
to see it. I
gotcha.
got to see it. I never saw the right side.
Well, then even when you do look at it, like you have to really look at it to see the handle. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like in the corner, like
Yeah.
up in the corner of it. But yeah, it had
Asymmetrical
3
cars,
doors.
they're weird. Like
And it was a hatch. Like we had plenty of room,
like the Nissan Cube.
and I owned it.
Yeah, that
And
was
he
paid
was
for.
like, "Oh, let's go finance a brand new car." For fucking
I mean,
what?
how old were you? How old was he?
I was 19. He's like 20 something.
Yeah.
I
When,
know.
yeah,
20-something.
when you're young and like somebody tells you that you can have a brand new car today, if you just promise to pay like $500 for the next 6 years of your life a month, you're like, yeah, I can do that. And then you're like, then you get the payment and the insurance bill, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't buy new cars. I buy old, cheap stuff.
What's happening?
Buying a brand new car is so fucking overrated.
Yeah, it's never really a good idea unless you're just filthy rich.
Like they pretty much monitor everything you do in your new car. Like it's just dumb. I'll never. I mean, unless I get to where I'm making like $200K a year,
Yeah.
like I'll never do it.
Like stripping.
Do strippers make $200,000 a
They
year?
can, dude. Yeah.
It's-
I don't know. That's a
Around
fact.
here, I mean, I feel like that's a stretch, but I mean, like, fuck.
I mean, you'd probably have to get a boob job.
If they're making. Thanks.
Dude, yeah, they can make like $1,000 a night if they're good at what they do, I guess.
I don't know if that's exactly what, like.
Yeah, you probably have to go to Dallas.
Yeah, go to a bigger, go somewhere else, not here.
Like if I could dance, I would be a dancer.
You thought about it for a while,
Yeah,
right?
I thought
Thought about
thought
getting
about it.
lessons.
pretty seriously. Semi
Really?
seriously. Yeah, I
Like, pretty seriously.
yeah. I wanted to do it. Go dance at LeBairs, like grow my hair long and shit. Put on like 30 pounds of muscle.
Bears.
Hey, you would probably make really good money because gay guys tend to be pretty fucking rich. I don't know why.
I think LeBairs is like male strip club only for women.
Oh.
They will allow gay guys in, but like not to the front.
I
But
thought,
there's some gay strip clubs in Dallas for sure. Though.
yeah.
It's
Dude,
not
go
LeBairs.
work at a gay one. They make way more money. The gay people love other, like, for some reason, gay people love straight guys. You would do fine. Like,
Thought about it.
gay people
Well, there was-
love straight guys with girlfriends.
I talked to somebody that used to dance or something. What was it called? I don't remember the name of the place. It was a gay strip club in Dallas. Hit me up.
I know that, like, my old hairdresser used to be well, not used to, he still is. He's a drag queen, and he makes it look.
Yeah. I don't think I have the chin for it.
You know what's really surprising? How many like straight guys are drag queens?
I don't know that if there are very many at all, then it won't be surprising. I don't think there's very many at all.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many drag queens are actually straight.
I mean, I've got
And
some
you'd be
pretty.
surprised how many people that like. Dude, I found out in the last year, like 2 guys that I like knew-ish were drag queens, and I was just like, wait, whoa, when did this happen? Like nobody knows. It's perfect. Like
Yeah.
they dress up as girls, no one can tell who they are. They make a shit ton of money, and then they go home like nothing happened.
Like, how do they make money? They go to shows and like sing or some shit.
I mean, I guess I've never been to like RMC or anything, but I mean, and this is in Longview. This
Yeah,
is,
I've
like,
heard about like the clubs in there.
I want to go to RMC.
What's RMC stand for?
I don't know. I just know it's a gay club. It's in Longview.
Is this a wing? For goodness sake.
Oh no.
Stock
What?
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, it looks
With a dope ass wing.
Have y'all seen
Yaris.
yeah.
Hit us up, Car Church.
No stuff cartridge.
We need a car church.
Yes. We need to make more social medias.
We need to get one. Can't be hard.
Yeah,
We got that one.
I almost
What
bought
if we
another
made
one.
like
When I
an
was leaving
Instagram
Cleveland.
page for Car Church?
I don't know. It's a lot of work.
I'll do it.
Okay, go for it.
Bet.
I spent like an hour and a half yesterday learning how to edit a video, and it turned out shitty, but it worked. And then I'm gonna have to do that again, edit it tonight. I could probably do it quicker, but
I got
that
no
shit.
sleep if you were doing that.
yeah, I didn't get to bed till like midnight.
Oh,
Yeah,
Damn.
like that. I went to bed. I had to get up at 5:30.
I had to wake up like 7. Some turtle over there.
I didn't see him.
Aw.
Was he out of the way?
I don't know. I mean, he was out of the way. I couldn't tell if he was
Where's
still
he
alive
going
anymore.
now?
It was the first episode. I'm gonna go get me some fuel. What the fuck is in there?
I don't know. Huh.
It looks like it said bargain barn, but that could have
Bargain barn?
been. It could have been me stretching my eyes trying to see anything.
She's not gonna stay open and board.
It's big.
Yeah, but things don't stay. Sonic couldn't even make it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just unexpectedly, they shut down. Everything's gone.
Rip.
Hold, please.
Okay.
You're still on camera, so be aware.
Okay. Do you really have to press help? I wonder why.
So that they can run it as a debit card. I didn't know.
Oh, I'm gonna go inside and get a drink. That needs to happen. Oh, I could have gotten it on this side. You don't have to get it.
That's okay.
No, I feel bad. Do you want anything? Does anybody want anything? Do you want anything from inside when you're here?
Is that afternoon? Okay.
Pause. Unpause. $34 with you guys.
Yeah.
438 miles.
Oh, that must
That's
be
really not
nice.
that bad.
Yeah, it's
Like,
33 miles per gallon.
Fuck.
wait, it's how many miles per gallon?
It's 32.6 for the whole tank.
Must be nice.
This golf has the same. Ooh.
mean, it depends on how you drive it. I can get as bad as like 23, but I do a lot of highway driving.
I drive my cars like shit.
Yeah, you'll probably get like 26. Like most of the guys in the car groups for this car, like the 2.5, they're like, how do you guys get more than 300 miles out of a tank? And I'm like, dude, I get 500 sometimes. See, it's because they drive like dipshits.
I drive like a dipshit.
Yeah, if you like to go fast, you're not gonna get good gas mileage. Like I've done some hyper miling in my life, and I've gotten it up to 40, but like not for a whole tank.
Yeah.
You gotta go 55 a lot.
I'm just for like.
Back roads, yeah, 350Zs, you get like 16,
No, I get like 19 to 20.
19.
20. No, 19 to 21.
And I'm sure there's people out there saying shit like, I wish I could get 19 or 20 driving like a supercharged Corvette.
Well, I didn't buy this car for good gas mileage.
Somebody was talking about driving a Corvette, and they had one of the mileage meters, and they were trying to get it as low as possible, and they got it to like a quarter of a mile per gallon.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were just romping on it,
That's awesome.
doing donuts or some shit. Not going anywhere, but
Yeah.
revving the shit out of it.
My Infinity, I guess the way that I drove it got 15.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like 20 and 23.
Yeah, I think it's the same motor that she's got. So.
Yes. Yeah, actually the exact same one.
Yours is probably heavier than
My
hers.
car?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my car's 3,600 pounds.
Hers is about that, but it's whatever that is.
It's lower than that though.
Huh?
I still think it's lighter than that.
Yeah. The Infinities have an extra set of seats.
Yeah, I don't have one, which is awesome actually.
And that specific Infinity is like a full-size sedan.
Yeah, oh, it's a 4-door.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, I have
Lot
the
bigger.
M35. You don't see a whole lot of people like drive those.
Where is this out-of-state license plate from?
I don't know. They get out of the way.
Jersey.
Jersey.
Get out of here, New Jersey.
I don't know how they talk in New Jersey. Probably not like that.
Probably.
Probably not.
I'll let you have it though. I've never been.
What,
Yeah, I was gonna go with
How does
it.
Vinny and
You just called yourself
Pauly
out.
D, how do they sound?
Like Vinny and Pauly D.
Yeah, that's New Jersey.
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah, wait.
Do you want a Starburst?
I was curious why you were so busy with back there. You mean you have a pink or a red one?
Oh, they're different.
They're all red.
All red.
I mean, they're not all red, but
Give me the regular red.
here's a pink one and a red
I
one.
wanted a pink one.
Okay. pick it up.
I love the pink one. And the red ones.
Yeah, so the little thing about me, I don't go in anywhere or go anywhere without eating something. Darby said that in her interview yesterday, but for some reason I can't gain weight, so I'm
Yeah.
just like, I guess, a 2x4 for life.
I mean, you know,
That's fine.
2x4s have their utility.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but not when you're a human that looks like a 2x4.
What was Plank from that show? Was it Ed, and Eddie? Plank? Probably wasn't a 2x4. He had a life.
He was a plane.
Darby had a burrito. You get candy. What else did you get? Soda
Oh,
and candy.
Snickers. And a Dr. Pepper.
I haven't bought candy from a gas station in so long. I hate going inside. I mean, I usually just go to the ones at Super One.
I usually just like try to get one of my friends to go inside for me.
Yeah. Because if you go in, you're going to buy something.
Do what?
Because if you go in, you're going to buy something.
Oh no, I just hate people, and so I'm like, yo, this is what I want. Will you go inside and get it for me? That's how that goes.
So you have servants.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
I mean, I like to call them just really good friends. But, I mean, hey, whatever. Are they really servants if I buy them stuff too? Like it's more of like a, hey, will you go into the store and
That kind of
get
makes them
this?
employees, yeah.
Oh well, shit. That sounds even worse.
I mean, it's a different kind of servitude, but we're all slaves here. Like minimum wage is just paid slavery.
So what are servers?
They're fucking servants. Yeah, they're like slave. I mean, you get tips, so like at least people are gratuitous.
Most of the time.
Yeah, 90% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Very most of the time.
What do you do for money?
I mean, I have a job, or I had a job. I just like quit literally like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I was working, I was a manager at Taco Bell, but one of the other managers decided that she was going to. We had like a manager group chat, and she put in. I woke up to in the group chat her saying I did everything by myself last night, and I was like, okay, that's a bet that you can actually do it by yourself.
Yeah.
She was pissed off because they, like, this shift before us left a shit ton of dishes, and that was my job, and I was doing dishes for like 3 hours straight, so she had to, like, she was pregnant and didn't want to do shit.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't want to work.
So when she said she did everything by herself, that means that she had to do a little bit more than she usually does, which is not very much.
Yes.
Is that why you don't like going to Taco Bell?
I mean, I just, like, worked there for, like,
Yeah.
3 months and ate it every day because we got free food.
Yeah.
And usually, like, I'm really bad about, like, waking up in time to, like, eat and do everything that I need to do before I get to work. So it's more of like I wake up, take a shower, get dressed, and I have to leave, like, right now.
What was your go-to item on the Taco Bell menu, or did you make custom shit? I had a double decker last night, and I've been in love with double deckers for like 20 years. So it's kind of my go-to. Also a big grilled stuffed burrito fan.
I really like the Dorito tacos.
Yeah.
I started, like, making tostadas out of them, though.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it's the same fucking thing.
They used to have a chili cheese burrito.
They still do.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just not on the menu.
Gotcha. I used to order a lot of those.
But I don't know about any other Taco Bell. Pretty sure it's probably the same thing. Don't get them at nighttime because that chili's been sitting there all day, just for everybody to know. They do not make a new batch of chili. It's like all day. So.
Well, like, people that eat fast food don't really care where their food, you know?
I mean, I feel like I do.
Like, the less they know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
ignorance is
true, because
bliss.
they're gonna want to eat there no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be a real one and like.
What's your favorite dessert place? Place to go to for dessert and favorite dessert? You been an ice cream cake lately? Blizzards and shit.
I really want some cheesecake from Outback.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Outback cheesecake
It's
is
great
great.
cheesecake. Juliana used to work there, and she's like, I love the cheesecake.
What was
The raspberries, oh my god.
Abuelos? Or was it them that had the good cheesecake also? Or was it?
Abuelos? It's Mexican.
Okay.
They're a cheesecake.
What was it?
Mexican.
FD's? Was it them?
They have key lime pie at FD's. Oh my god. I love key lime pie.
Did you have an answer? Green hair? For desserts. Outback cheesecake. How many pieces of candy do you have in your mouth right now? You seem to have your mouth.
I love how you had to ask me how many pieces.
I don't know. You just like you were chewing like 6 pieces of Starburst.
You know what? I'm not even mad because that's actually like a possibility with me. Okay, I don't know. Copeland's cheesecake is really good. Do you guys have a Copeland's here? I've never heard of those ever, aside from just the one in Longview.
Might
So
just be mom and pop place.
It's actually really fucking expensive seafood. It's a Cajun place.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it could be like Aspen. There's only 8 of those.
Yeah.
One of them's here.
They don't have any in Aspen.
No, they don't have none in the whole state of Colorado. But I mean, they have one in Dallas, one in Irving.
Shout out
But
to
that's
Aspen
nice.
Creek. Jeff hooked me up with some of those little free brownies.
Oh, I really like the fucking like skillet cookies with like the ice cream on top of them. That like places like Chili's,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And like I think BJ's has one too.
BJ's
That
has
shit's dope.
Pazookies or whatever.
Oh my god, there's.
Is it Pazookies?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, they give them to you free on your birthday.
Oh.
We should have gone on your birthday.
I think. I don't know if they changed
I
that.
came to
though.
your
I
job on
worked
my birthday.
on your birthday. You
I
got a
worked-
brownie. I bought you
yeah.
a brownie.
I worked all day
You
on my
worked
birthday.
on his birthday?
Yeah.
Y'all both worked on your birthday?
Yeah, I worked
I-
like 12 hours.
Yeah,
Sucks.
I closed the bar on Thursdays.
Painting of fucking. We were working on this. Somebody was building a building for a pipe organ. And
Oh.
like instead of people that have a garage, that he built this entire separate building, the size of like bigger than your apartment, for a pipe organ.
I mean, those things are.
It was huge, yeah.
Yeah,
And, like
they're
I
big.
painted the whole thing, and like the neighbor had a batting cage in his like metal building behind the house. I mean, this wasn't even like a super rich neighborhood, but like they got some expendable cash. Pipe organ,
Pipe organ.
yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
It's like a small church, but there's no parking lot. Check out this old school Corvette.
Okay, so you guys have one of those too.
Andy's, yeah.
How long have y'all had that?
For
10 years probably.
Oh, we just got one in Longview.
Yeah, I'm talking to that guy. Something on Snapchat. He's with
Long
Longview.
new guy, yeah.
He loves Andy's. Fucking don't remember his name.
Trevor, we'll call him Trevor. Probably not Trevor.
No. I think it's Josh.
Oh, don't say Trevor.
It's
Please don't
Josh.
say that.
It's not Trevor.
I don't even like that name.
It's Trevor. It's a funny name. No, his name's Josh. From Longview.
Not a car guy, so we won't
Josh
even
Young? Oh, never mind.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you if he's a car guy. I'm assuming not.
I know Josh Young from Tyler. I think he's closer
With
to
the
my
Z?
age. Maybe.
He has a Z.
No, I'm thinking of a different Josh. Never mind. I'm thinking of Josh James. I bought a Civic for him.
That poor guy has 2 first names.
You know?
Josh James. Poor dude. Better than my last name, though.
Eccles.
Yeah, it rhymes with freckles, so can you imagine how much, like, shit I got in school?
I never put that together until now. I'll take it.
Everybody I went to school with did.
Did you have freckles?
I did. Can you not see all of the
Yeah.
freckles, like, all over my,
They're
everywhere?
I guess I wasn't looking. I wonder if this is going to show up in the video. It's going to be too loud.
I don't know. It's not very loud.
Hey, boo.
Okay.
I think Autumn cut her hair, and I was gonna tell her that she looked like Big Boo, but I didn't because it was mean.
Don't tell her that's my cousin.
I mean, she cut her hair into a Big Boo haircut.
Okay, yeah, I know she did, and her, just let her be Autumn, I guess.
Do you watch Orange Is the New Black? What shows do you watch? Nothing.
I don't watch TV. I never have time to.
Well, you do now without a job.
I still never have time to.
Yeah.
I gotta go, like, figure out what car I want, buy a car, and then I have another job already. I actually have 2 of them. I just have to
Yeah.
figure out which job I want to do.
What are they?
One of them's Dr. Pepper, which is pretty cool. Except, oh wow, look at you.
I thought my car was making noise, and it was just a motorcycle backfire. He's doing it on
But
purpose.
Dr. Pepper, like the hours, it's 12-hour shifts, which I'm fine with. But
Oh, like a plant? or like a delivery truck?
Like a plant.
Okay, because I know a couple guys that deliver for like Coke or Pepsi or some shit.
Yeah, I knew someone that
They
did
make
that.
pretty good money.
Yeah.
But like this is basically just loading trucks and unloading them.
Yeah.
So not a plant, but like
Assembly line shit.
yeah, some kind of shit like that. But it's fucking like 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Monday through Friday, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh fuck.
Damn.
So just gonna be sleeping all day.
Like, yeah, and who's gonna watch my kid?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
yeah. So that's kind of a dilemma. But then the other one is Chili's, which like I've always been on the fence. Like I've never actually been a server.
Yeah.
I've always been on the fence about it, but I mean I know 2 people that work there and they make pretty good money. I'm just kind of like, what am I gonna do at the end of the year when I have to like pay taxes?
Oh, for
Not getting
for
any money
serving?
back.
Yes.
Yeah, you just don't get very much money.
I got like $60 back.
Oh, you don't have to pay in?
I didn't owe any money.
Yeah, they like when like out of your $2.15 that you get paid per hour, the government takes pretty much all of that. So you just won't get a check.
Yeah, a lot.
You
most
live
the time
off of
you
your
don't get
tips,
a
and that's just about it. When I worked at Clear Springs, like I would get a negative check. Like I would make too much in tips. I would have to claim too much in tips.
Yeah.
They took my whole check, and then the next 2 weeks they would take that back money out of the next check. Like the biggest check I ever got was like $50 because I worked as a host or something for one day.
Yeah.
But I mean, tips are pretty good. You make it. I would make like $50 a night easy, and I was a dude. Chicks make a lot more. Can.
Just be good at your job. And even then.
This is what my car would sound like if I had an exhaust. I kind of want to get an exhaust that'll backfire, just so I can make people think that I'm shooting at them.
Shooting at
Because like if you make it sound like a gunfire, like
Yeah.
I've seen some videos where like dudes go up and there's like a crowd of people over here, and they rev it up and it goes pop pop pop, and they like scatter. That shit's funny. It's terrible.
Mason's car did it.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't do it, but it's funny.
It's
The
funny.
white ST that he had,
Yeah.
it did it. He had like, man, I wish you would have we would have done this like a month ago.
Yeah.
Because he had like full exhaust on the car, intake. He had an access port. Had like 3 different tunes that he could put it on, and one of them did that. Like it would just pop. It's so fucking loud.
But he changed it.
He wrecked it.
Oh, okay.
Well, he didn't wreck it. He fucking bottomed it out
Okay,
so
yeah,
hard.
the oil pan. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And it wasn't stock height, or was it?
It was stock height.
And he still bought it out.
Yep.
Was it on that rough ass road that I drove on?
No, it was actually on a road in Hallsville. They were going out to a shoot, and he didn't realize like there was like a hill coming up, and he couldn't really see like
Yeah.
on the other side of it. And so he got on the other side of it, and it just
Just dropped.
Yep.
Yeah. That will happen. I've smashed a few oil pans.
and he was only going like 35 too.
Yeah, it doesn't take shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he got the ST back now, and he had to like sell all of the aftermarket stuff on it to pay to fix it. And like it had a downpipe, blow off valve, like all of it. And he got it back yesterday, and he's so upset. Like he just hates the car now,
Yeah.
which I can understand. Like that sucks.
Like, I've got
Working that
bags,
hard.
so I can raise my car up to a reasonable drive height, but I still drive it pretty low.
Yeah,
And I still scrape on, like, driveways and shit, just because I don't want to raise it up just to go into a driveway. I'd rather kind of scrape. Just because I kind of like that it takes a little bit of skill to not scrape. And then I do scrape, and I'm like, I'm just too low.
I'm just too low.
That's just how I'm living right now. So what's your favorite drink? Alcoholic.
I was about to say alcohol.
I mean, you're
like,
21,
period.
right?
Like, just alcohol.
What was your
No.
favorite drink before 21 and after 21?
Okay,
Or
before
did it change?
21,
Whatever you could
I
get off.
still drank before I was 21.
Well, yeah.
But,
obviously.
okay,
I
so
did
let's
too.
do, like,
I mean, that's what I was asking.
non-alcoholic.
What was your alcoholic drink before you were 21? Just whatever you could get your hands on?
Oh,
Yeah.
before I was 21, no, because my mom would just buy me alcohol, so I could really just make whatever I want. And it was really just, like,
Jaeger.
vodka. I actually didn't know that Jaeger existed, and I didn't like it until I got with my daughter's dad.
Yeah.
Chase was like, one night we were doing Jaeger bombs, and I just like, I love it too. Like but I won't drink whiskey.
Yeah.
I won't like. I guess like as far as alcohol, like now, I don't know if this is like a known thing, but I know that one of the bartenders at EC, or well, she's on the outside ice house side
Yeah.
of that bar. She knows how to make this drink called Adios Motherfuckers. I don't know what it's
I
made
make
of.
those.
I have no idea,
I
but
think
it's
it's every bar.
fucking good.
I know how to make those.
It gets you fucked up real quick.
Didn't you drink some of those on your 21st birthday at
Did I drink some of those? I don't know.
what
Probably.
was the place called? XLN.
We went there, yeah. I don't know.
You
People
remember
were just
what
like,
you
"Oh, you're 21. Here, drink this."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the lesbians at the
care.
bar were in love with it. It was pretty fun.
Drink everything.
That's great.
I don't care what it was. I was 21.
You drink, what was it? Rum and Coke the other day?
Yeah,
During
I
the Game
did.
of Thrones
Yeah, I did.
premiere.
I sure did. I
No
had some
spoilers. No spoilers, Joe. I mean, we know what's up, but some of these people might not. There's an Integra. You know this guy?
Nope, that's not my friend. My friend he has a silver Integra like that. Whoa.
we gonna die.
What was
I'm
the
not
car?
ready to die.
Car was not.
Me neither.
It wasn't his fault completely.
Yeah.
It scared me.
Ooh.
Made me yipe.
He's like in the process of Type R replica.
Okay.
His-
Yeah, I've
his
seen one of
Integra.
those with a Japanese front on the Integra.
It's the same. No, it's the same one as that one. Same front. He has
Yeah.
a Type R wing and he has Type R wheels.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you can't see, you wouldn't be able to see the interior, but he has pieces of. He has the Type R gauge clusters.
Yeah.
Type R door panels. I'm trying to think about it, but
Yeah, those Honda boys, they go wild over rare parts. I heard a story about a guy who used to have a legit Civic Type R in Tyler, and when he worked at the mall or something, and when he would park his car and go to work, he would take off his ECU and put it in a briefcase and carry it with him because it was worth so much money. I don't know if that was a true story, but it sounds true.
it sounds.
I'm
It
gonna
sounds
tell it
true.
as if it's true until somebody tells me I'm lying.
Until someone
It's like,
calls you dumb.
Who's gonna prove it? You know what I'm saying? Just got waved at by a Civic Si. He likes my wheels.
He likes fun.
He's got a Superman sticker. He's got some sub going on. Otherwise stock. What's your favorite drink? I think you answered that.
My favorite drink.
You like to make drinks.
Fuck, man. Whatever I can drink at work.
Yeah.
I drink everything at work.
You gotta taste it to see if it's good.
I mean,
It's like part of your job.
I go it's a little excessive.
Yeah, I accidentally make
Juggernaut.
drinks too big. What?
Juggernaut.
Oh, cute. I like it. It's a juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, sometimes I purposely make too much
Yeah.
so I can drink it.
Hey, there's that car you were talking about, the red with the lime.
See, look
Oh.
how ugly it is.
Oh my god. What?
It's disgusting.
It's like a
Thank
350
you.
Silver.
I've never seen that before. It's gross.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
Fuck. I thought like
Dude, like the third time that I ever came to Tyler ever, and it was at nighttime, and I seen that, and I was like, oh my god, that fucking thing is disgusting.
This is how you parallel park, homies.
Are you really? You know how to parallel park?
I mean, I don't,
Yeah,
I
he's-
don't have to.
he's like a pro.
I parked in the smallest spot one time when my mom was in the hospital. I had this Civic EF, And I parked in the spot that was like I had like this much space on either side.
So that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pause. My battery is killing it. So I had this idea. If these interviews get popular at all, I could like ask people what they want to talk about before like introduce like say I'm going to interview this person on this day. What do you want to ask them? And then like have a list of things that people say. Ask her this. And then like have another list of mean things that people say, and then like have them read them like when celebrities read mean tweets on like talk shows.
Dude, yes, that would
Those
be
are funny.
perfect, especially with like me, Sammy, or Darby, because we all like,
You get a lot of shit from everybody.
yeah, and we all like have great comebacks towards it too.
I like him. He reminds me of Jordan Peterson. Oh shit, it's my jam.
Evil Morty. I'm all about Evil Morty. Needs to come back and fuck some shit up.
Yeah, I
We
feel
need
like any female that's like in the car scene probably has like some pretty good comebacks, because like you have to have tough skin because you're gonna get talked shit about. Like,
Yeah. We need a scooter gang in Tyler. What we need.
A scooter game.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys with Groms, and they're pretty fucking cool. I want one.
I want a scooter.
But, like,
I don't want a scooter.
Just a regular ass moped. I wanted to get a big open face helmet and glue an afro to it. Drive around with that shit.
You can be his friend.
Yeah,
He's a friend
I
over
like
there.
him. He's pretty cool. He
He
had,
does
he
seem
had a
pretty
suit on, and he was
He
driving
had a
a moped.
suit, like,
Yeah.
it's classy.
He drives a moped because the thing gets 100 miles per gallon, and he's not dumb.
that's how he afforded. That's how he can afford his suit.
He's
I don't
probably
know,
rich
he's
as
probably
fuck.
a fucking millionaire.
Probably.
I don't know. His scooter was pretty banged up.
He
Well,
probably
yeah,
has
but-
like 5 cars. It's a scooter.
Like, who's the fuck? He has a scooter. like, whatever. It's cheap.
Nobody
man.
cares about scooters. People that have, I've very rarely. I think I've only met 2 people in the world that had bikes and like they were in perfect condition.
Oh yeah. My brother bought a Ducati when he was like 22, and like within 50 miles, I think he fell over.
50?
Within 50. No, that's nothing. My dad bought a brand new
Oh.
Ducati
Yeah.
and fell over within 8 miles in a parking lot
Yeah.
with my brother on the back
Damn.
because he was used to riding a Japanese bike, and the turning radius was a lot tighter, and this Ducati like
Yeah.
takes a fucking football field to turn around. So he fell over because he was in the parking lot going too slow and just
Damn.
put a dent on his tank. It's like a $2,000 tank.
Damn.
Never got it fixed.
That's another thing. They never get it fixed either. Like,
Yeah, it's if you fix it, you're just gonna fall down as soon as you get it fixed anyway.
You should
Like,
not fuck it up again.
There were a bunch of motocross guys. They would go and buy a brand new helmet, and then before they left, like that's what we did. We sold parts of the track. Before they left the tent, they would take the helmet and drop it, and like kick it across the ground. Because if they had a brand new helmet with no scratches, they would be riding around like they have a brand new helmet with no scratches, and they'd be worried about it. But if they had a helmet with scratches on it, they're like, yeah, it's
Okay.
fucked up already. I can ride on the edge again.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a luck thing, like a superstition too. But
Yeah,
it was
that's
funny. It tripped my
crazy.
dad out. Look at the Mark 5. Darby likes those.
They're not.
They're barely.
They're yeah. I don't like them. Not really. I like
Somebody
this.
else had one. Some kid named Corey, I think. And Tyler had one.
They're just kind of.
I don't like him as much.
They're kind of silly. I don't know. I don't know how to.
Darby didn't like the 6s as much.
These?
She thought they were too in between the 5 and the 7. And I was like, well, yeah, that's what they're supposed to be. Those are delicious. They're right in the middle.
I don't know. That one's kind of too bubbly, I guess.
They can be done well. I don't like their taillights.
That's yeah. Like they're just. I don't like them. That's why I don't want a new Mercedes because their taillights are sad.
Sad taillights.
God.
Unless it's a new G-Wagon.
Oh my god. Talk about it.
If
Never get
anybody,
one of
if
those.
anybody's got a G-Wagon, she wants to drive. And it's It's not even because of that song. We didn't know that song was about that car
I had no
at
idea.
first.
Wait, which song?
I think it's Post Malone, and he says G-Wagon like 10
I don't know what
times.
it's called. But he's
Oh
talking
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I didn't know they were those specific ones. And I was like, oh.
There was
Yeah.
there was a scooter gang in Hawaii when we were there, like one of the last days. There was like 50 different mopeds that were like cruising the. Remember that?
50 of them?
No,
There was at least 20.
maybe.
It's,
No,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, I got it on my Snapchat story. Saved.
Saved.
I want to take one and put like a.
Bro, is that a cemetery?
No, it's a park.
Oh. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was a cemetery.
there's a
for
fence.
minute.
They-
And I was just like, bro, that's not even right. Like, that's not okay.
it used to be like a splash pad for
Remember the
kids to play.
fountain? I don't think that's what it was supposed to be,
I mean,
but
yeah,
I think
but
kids played in it.
I think they're just rebuilding it to make it
They're probably building a nice
building it farther away from the road at least,
Yeah.
because that would be safer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, isn't like digging up like that's illegal?
What?
Yeah.
Putting anything on.
It was never a
It
cemetery.
was never a cemetery.
No, but isn't that illegal?
Yeah, digging up a cemetery.
We're not digging it up, but like putting something
Putting
on top
anything,
of it.
yeah. If anything was once a cemetery, you're not supposed to build on top
Yeah,
of it.
but that's a park.
It's always been a park.
Yeah, I just thought
There's
it was
a
a cemetery. for
cemetery
minute.
right
Like,
here.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
there's a
even make any
big one
sense.
right
Big
there,
one
big,
right here.
nice, like
They have
amazing
a
cemetery.
world record-setting headstone in there.
Yeah.
What?
Which one is it?
It's a gigantic piano.
Is it the piano?
It's like the heaviest, one of the heaviest
Yeah, there's like a piano in
headstones in
there.
the world.
I didn't know if it was the piano or not. I knew there was a piano.
I mean, it's awesome. It might be the second heaviest, but it's a giant piano.
I don't know, but that cemetery is
big.
huge. Oh my god.
cemetery.
So me and Mason are doing a thing. I found a website that has like a bunch of like, I guess the most like paranormal places in East Texas.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna get money together and we are going to go on a trip and go.
Yeah.
But I told him that we need to have at least like, it's gotta be group.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
At
it.
least 4
Yeah,
people.
you gotta
Yeah.
have a few people.
Yeah, I'm not
doing
that
it with
with
one
just
other
me and
person.
Mason.
You can make
Something's
one of
gonna
those-
That's
happen.
how people die.
You can make
Yeah,
one of
that's
those.
what I told him. He was like, "No, it's fine.
No,
No,
it's not fine.
That's how people
That's
fucking
how
die.
people die.
I mean, make one of those real paranormal movie found footage movies out of it. Just
that's how."
a couple of you die.
And I'm gonna be the first one to die
yeah,
because
probably.
I'm white and I don't have boobs, but I'm a girl, so
Can you scream well? I guess that's when
I mean, yeah, but dude,
you'll be fine.
No!
You're not gonna care for long. It's not gonna be your problem anymore. The lady
I mean, that would be really fun. I would do that.
the lady that signed at the lab, I see her like every day, and I'm like, I see you more than I see my own mom.
Oh,
And she
God.
laughed, and I was like, it's cool. And then she laughed. She was like, same for you. Like I see you more than I see my mom. And she was like, because my mom's in California, and I was gonna be like, mom's dead.
God damn, Terry.
But I just didn't. I just left it.
Yeah.
So it was funny to me, but not sad to her.
I mean, you set people up for this stuff, and then they feel really bad when you tell them.
I don't know. If I feel like if I'm laughing about it, they shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, but it's still like just a thing. They're like, oh,
It's a
Oh
little
my
taboo.
I do the same
they
thing with
shouldn't
my
feel
dad.
bad because you set people
I
up
set
for
'em
things
up.
like 100% of the time.
I like it. I do the same thing with my dad though.
Yeah.
I'll make so many I'll just say somebody else say something. I'll be like, oh, my dad too, and they're like, oh, like, what does he do? Nothing. I mean, nothing. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh,
I've
man.
always like dealt with death in a weird way though. Like it doesn't bother me. Like someone dying, literally. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
like it sucks that I'm not gonna get to see him anymore. But I'm like,
Yeah. My aunt killed herself like 4 years ago or something, and I made like semi-suicide jokes on my Facebook, and my other aunt saw them, and she got
Yeah, she got it.
she texted my sister-in-law. Was like, he's not serious about that shit. Tell him to cut it out. Because like my other aunt was the one that was like kind of found her. She was supposed to go check on her the day before, and she waited until the next day. So she's kind of beating herself up about it. But I was ready with jokes for that one, like
Pretty
the day it happened.
instantaneous.
Because it was like the day after Beyonce didn't win Album of the Year.
It's like Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Close to
yeah, it was close to
Day.
Valentine's Day, and it was right around when Beyonce,
Beyonce didn't win.
Album of the Year.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was one of those reasons she killed herself, I guess.
We had an old man. That's like the old person place, right?
Yeah,
Did I tell you about him?
I guess not.
Okay, so they had this old man walk. He like escaped.
Yeah,
Walked his ass down here to ask me if he could drink.
yeah,
I wasn't there. I came in at 4 and he was still there.
yeah.
And Juliana was like, yeah, he's been here for hours. He's had a couple of drinks. They had to call the lady over there to come get him
Yeah,
because he walked. He was going to walk back. And Juliana
Yeah.
was like, oh, you walked over here from over there? And we didn't. They didn't want him to walk because he's had a few drinks. He's
Might have been
old. I don't know.
he didn't care anymore,
Fine.
man.
But they called them over there, and they didn't know that he was gone.
That's awesome.
That he'd been gone for 4
He's
hours.
a rebel. I like him.
He's a rebel. I like him.
And this woman, like whoever, I mean, you can tell deals with this man all the time.
Yeah,
It's like, come on, we're good.
Mr. Fred,
Like, let's go.
grab your walker. Come on.
Let's go. It was funny. Oh my god, it was. I don't remember his name. Phil. I don't remember.
I was close with Fred. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't remember. Just guessing.
Time for some goddamn sushi.
We're getting sushi.
I don't know. Cows.
We might have to get like I don't know, man. No. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, whatever.
I was
man.
close.
I was right there. That truck's probably like, fuck off.
Maybe I was thinking Sprint store.
I guess.
Sushi from there.
Sushi from Sprint. I don't have to get like a hibachi meal too.
Wow.
We don't have to like sit over there. That's expensive.
Just want some damn rice.
I just want some like hibachi food
Yeah.
and some sushi.
Make it quick, Lincoln.
I don't know, man. April's a hard month.
So this interview might turn into like 3 fucking hours. Like keep doing it. I guess we'll see. Record. While she's gone, we had some sushi. She didn't have any sushi. She was afraid of avocados. She did try wasabi and almost cried, which was pretty dope. But that's gonna be it for episode 2. I hope you enjoyed.